A postal clerk sold some 22-cent stamps and some 28-cent stamps. Altogether, 120 stamps were sold for a total of $28.20. How many of each kind of stamp were sold? So we want to set up the problem, and the first thing we do is label our variables. So let X be the number of 22-cent stamps. Right? And now, since we know that there are 120 stamps in total, and X is the number of 22 stamps, then you can say that if you subtract X from 120, that's going to give us the rest of the stamps, right? In other words, the number of 28-cent stamps. So now, what we can do is construct a grid. Since we're talking about, we know that the value of all the stamps was $28.20. We can do is find the value of each of the number of stamps. So we can make a table, if you so choose, where we talk about the number of stamps, the value of each stamp, and the total value in cents. So, for example, the 22-cent stamp, the number of stamps is equal to X, and each stamp is 22 cents. So when we talk about the total value, it's going to be the value of each stamp times how many stamps there are. In other words, 22 times X. And then for the number of 28-cent stamps, the number of stamps is 120 minus X, and each of them is worth 28 cents, so the total value of cents is going to be 28 times 120 minus X. So finally, to set up the problem, we know that all the stamps were sold for $28.20. In other words, 2,820 cents, right? I want to write it all in cents. So we can say that the total value of the 22-cent stamps plus the total value of the 28-cent stamps is equal to $28.20, or 2,820 cents. So now we have a linear equation, and we want to solve for X. So the first thing I want to do is distribute this 28 into this difference. So I get 22X plus 3,360 minus 28X, and that's equal to 2,820. So now, combining like terms, we have negative 6X plus 3,360 is equal to 2,820. Excuse me. And then I want to subtract the 3,360 from each side of the equation. So what we're left with is negative 6X is equal to negative 540. And it's a good thing both of these sides turned out to be negative, which means our X is going to be positive. If you got negative 6X equal to some positive number, and our X turned out to be negative, then you know you've done something wrong. So, dividing both sides of the equation by negative 6, we get that X is equal to 90. So now we have X is equal to 90. So what was X? It was the number of 22-cent stamps. So if we want to find the number of 28-cent stamps, we have to solve 120 minus X, which is 90, and we end up getting 30. So we want to say that the number of 22-cent stamps sold was 90, and the number of 28-cent stamps sold was 30.